Now presenting Channeling Erik's Hour of Enlightenment.
Hello, one and all. Welcome back to our Tuesday night show. This is Elisa Matthews, and I've got wonderful channeler Jennifer Doran right here with me from psychicmediumjenniferdoran.com. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and we got our lovely boy. Hi, sweetie.
Hello. I love you.
So look,
I love you, he said.
I love you too. Hey, listen, guys out there, I am going back to Norway because my husband has a school reunion, so I'm leaving Thursday, and so I'm going to be 2 weeks. 2 Tuesdays are going to pass while I'm there, and I'm not going to have the radio show those 2 Tuesdays, the next one and the following one. So it's just too hard to manage the board and channel at the same time and all that good stuff. Anyway, today we want to discuss the subject of aging, not my favorite verb or what is it anyway. So why is weird? Why do some living creatures live so much longer and they don't really seem to age like others, and including humans? I mean, why are there some people that age more than others? Why are certain races of people, time is so kind to them and not me? And, why are there things that live so long, like certain trees and sharks, and some don't even show aging. They just die, like a shark or something. I'm not really sure, actually. So I've got some questions. I'm not going to be able to cover them all, but they've been submitted by blog members. I think what will happen is that we will have another session on YouTube, just aging. And we've done this before in the distant past, but it's kind of important, So
well, definitely. One of the first things that he says, and if it's okay if I kind of interject here, what he's saying, and it's kind of a kick in the crotch, really. What he says is for humans in particular, aging is a novelty because we don't go through this on the other side. So when we choose a life to come into, it's like from over there, it's kind of like, oh, look I'll go in as this, little small baby, and look how much you change through the, if you live to be old, very, very old, and he says, so it's kind of a novelty from that side. And then, of course, we get here and we have to live with the aches and the pains and the wrinkles and the sagging.
That's awful, a novelty. Oh, goody, she looks like shit. Yay!
Yeah, exactly. But because time is linear here, we have to age.
Well, not everything.
We have to have
right?
a start and a finish.
Yeah, I guess so. Is there a spiritual reason why we have to age during our lifespan, and why we have to have a certain lifespan, like not 300 years like the Galapagos turtles, but like 80 to 100 something years?
He said, could you imagine having to stay here for 300 years at a time? Could you imagine that? It's too hard for us.
God, no.
It's too hard. It's too hard for the humans.
Yeah, because of the polarity, we just can't deal with it. 300 years.
But like the trees and they don't have the So that's why humans can't. We couldn't do it. We would not make it.
Okay.
We would.
Why can't we look like Sophia Loren until we're 90 and then boop die? Why?
Gone.
Why do we have to get wrinkled and generate? There's
a couple things. He said, number one, the human body is not designed to do that. It's just the effects of the earth, the gravity, the stress that ages the body. It just does. That human body, as perfect as it is, it's still not perfect. It's not perfect. But also the spiritual side of things, he's saying, is the aches and the pains and the illness and the looks fading. Said there's so much to be learned there. It teaches us about adapting, about changing, about acceptance. There's so much stuff to learn through the aging process.
And it makes you want to die faster. Okay, God, I am ready. Ripping my soul out of my body. It's awful. It's an awful shape. So I can see that. But aren't there some living creatures that don't seem to age, like trees? They their bark looks wrinkled, but I mean, certain trees live for so long and stuff.
Yeah.
And sharks,
Well,
I don't think they seem to show signs of aging, but maybe I'm wrong. So
yeah.
can you talk
What
about that?
he's saying is if you were able to take snapshots, and speed that process up from start to finish, he said you would see the effects.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But something that lives 300 years ages so slowly, grows so slowly that we don't see it in our lifetime.
Oh my gosh!
But
Well,
yes,
why do they
he
live
says
so
we
long?
would if we could see it.
Why do they live so long? Certain trees, for example, and giant the Galapagos turtles. Why? Just because they can, or?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. He's making me laugh. He said part of it is just the mystery of it. Like, it's just like here you have this thing that lives like a ridiculously long amount of time that there's not really like a clear cut answer. They just do. They just do. They can. They can be here functioning in this energy for considerably longer than the human body can.
Oh my God! And the Galapagos tortoises, they move so slowly because it might take 300 years to go from the nest to the grave right there, just to walk all that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and
so what he's saying about cats and dogs, like pets and stuff, that do tend to pass quicker, because who wouldn't love it if their animals could live 40, 50, 60 years? But he said that is to teach us about death and loss.
Oh, I know. It's a horrible lesson. I hate that one. So why do people of certain races seem to age more gracefully, I'll say?
Okay. There are, he says, certain factors. He said all things being equal, sun, diet, exercise, everything being equal, darker skin just has more melanin in it, and more melanin wrinkles slower.
Interesting.
So it's just, there is some genetics to it.
Yes.
But, if you grew up in a very sunny place and you're always on the beach, you're going to age quicker than maybe somebody else who's not out in the sun all the time, not working in the heat. It just depends. There's a lot of environmental stuff.
I see.
And he says, from over here, when you're looking at a life to go into, he says you'll have options of, because some of it's genetic. It's just plain and simple. Some of it is genetic. The family, the human family you choose to come into. He said, so you can choose to come into a family who ages really well, or who ages really quickly. And that would be depend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, what was that question?
No, go ahead. That depends. Well, does it have something to do with the telomeres, which are in the cell, and they get, each replication, they get shorter and shorter and shorter until poof, you're dead.
Yep. Yeah. It has to do, like the DNA, the just kind of everything. Everything that's going on in our body affects the aging process.
Ah, okay. So look, I take offense at the fact that when guys get older, they're such distinguished gentlemen, but we are like haggard bitches, man. I mean, what is up with that? It's not fair. You ladies out there agree? And also a second part of that from a blog member. Why the hell do we have to go through menopause symptoms, especially after we already have weathered the pain of childbirth? In my case, 6 times. So come on, have mercy.
Okay, so he does. He does say that the whole men becoming distinguished and women kind of getting old and haggard, he said that is a social thing that's been done. That is absolute perception, 100%. So he says just change your view on that, okay? Change your view on that. Plus,
you're right, but I think that aging men, to me, look more attractive than looking at myself in the mirror.
Yes, but okay. So he's also saying, now we're speaking in general terms because there's plenty of men out there who take care of people and care for people, but he said women do tend to be very nurturing, carrying the children, raising the children. They usually put themselves more on a back burner.
Wow. And it sucks the life out of us, girl.
Yes.
It does,
and
right?
women are also trained, to be thinking that they're not good enough. There is that society thing, whereas men are not. Men are virile and they're strong and yes.
Yeah.
So there is still some of that going on.
Is that because is that because society has been patriarchal for so long, or just a yes or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That definitely plays into it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So menopause.
Menopause. Well, he said it's the only way to get rid of, to get rid of the periods and to get rid of the hormone issues and we have to. He said it just the women's bodies have to get rid of it. So
God, I don't want to have periods to 100 years old going to Walgreens and saying, "Hey, I need some Tampax."
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Jesus. Okay. Now I will have to say that looking back at different YouTubes and photos of me right after Erik's death for the first several years, oh my God, I was so old. And then as I began to accept things and heal, I mean, I'm not totally healed, but healed to a certain degree, it seemed like I started looking a little younger. So is there something behind like grief or stress and aging that you can talk to us about?
Absolutely. Stress, grief, fear, any of those, what we would kind of want to consider more negative type emotions, show on the face. They show on the face. What he's saying is it does something to the muscles of the face. These intense emotions of stress and grief. What he's doing to my face is like he's doing something that feels very muscular. It's why it can revert. It's very hard to revert sagging skin and deep lines and stuff. Those don't typically revert on their own. But what you're seeing is a change in the musculature while you're going through that process. And he says there's also a bit of something that happens where it's like you're so different from the person that you were before whatever event triggered this, that it even makes you look different. Like it changes everything about you temporarily. Yeah,
it's really weird because Erik, when I look at his pictures, and even when he was alive, I thought he looks so different in different phases. Not like my other children who I could see them change, and I knew, well, that's exactly how I would expect him to look when he's a year older, and a year older, and a year older. But he looked like a completely different person in various phases of his life. What in the heck is that all about?
Yes, he said that was just genetics. That was just genetics for him. He said there are other people in the family who maybe not your other children, but he said there's other people. Some people just age like that. Like if you were to look at your baby pictures, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so and so. You look at his and it's like, who's this?
Yeah, exactly. Now that incident where I almost died in Norway, I was watching Christina's one of her vlogs and me in the car, and I look so old. Wow. So that's the muscle thing, huh?
Yes, that was right after the event.
Yes, like the day after.
Yeah, it's fear. He says yes, the fear that was there.
It's weird. I wasn't that. There wasn't that much fear. There was more like, fuck everybody. Is anybody looking for me? And then resignation. But it was strange. I don't get afraid very much. I think because of channeling Erik, and it's helped me, embrace mortality. But it was. I just think it was pretty weird. Okay, so thank you for that. So there's certain people who seem to look older, basically since childhood. Does that have anything to do with them being old souls? Which there's no time, so it's not really old. It's just souls who have put more on their plate each lifetime. But anyway.
No, what he's saying is that would be more of like a choice.
Okay.
A choice.
Oh.
When we're over there, we can choose our physical features. Our physical appearance will add different challenges to our life. And so, maybe if somebody's coming in to work on vanity, they might choose to come into a body that ages quicker.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
So it kind of triggers that of having to deal with it. It's in your face. You're trying to deal with vanity, yet here people keep thinking you're 10 years older than you are. Our physical appearance has a lot to do with some of the stuff we want to deal with while we're here.
Oh, wow. So physical aging seems to occur faster for some versus mental aging. Like, I remember the first time I realized I was getting old. I looked in the mirror and said, wait, what? What? I don't feel like that. What? What's going on? I feel like I'm 20. No. So what's behind that? Is there any spiritual meaning behind this?
Yeah, well, what he's saying is that it's true that the physical human body does age faster than the mind, because the mind is like almost more like where the soul exists. Where, the mind is where all of your experiences of the soul exist. So, when your body's 80 and your soul is like, wait a second, I'm not, this old person. That's what it is. That's why the mind seems to feel so much younger than the body does.
Ah, okay, interesting. Now, so is there a fountain of youth? Somebody wants to know.
No, we can't stop it here. We can't stop it. We can slow it down. We can do things to combat it, but we cannot stop it. It's not meant to be stopped here.
No. Okay, so is there a way that we can, not prolong our lives necessarily, but, just make it so that we just don't deteriorate so rapidly? I mean, in other words, this person asked, is there a cure for aging? Is there a way to not have the signs and symptoms but still die at a certain age? I mean, to not have that degeneration. I mean, why do we need that? Why can't we just, 80, bye-bye.
See ya. Yeah.
See ya.
For some, yes. If it's part of your soul contract to have some of these degeneration issues, then no, you can't stop the contract. But yes, if you, at some point just say, well, no, I can't do that because my hip hurts, and you stop doing things, you stop being mobile, you stop. Yes. So, activity, staying mobile, keeping, your diet and your exercise, these are all ways to combat that. But what Erik is saying is a lot of people end up with pain and they stop moving.
Yeah.
And
that's a kiss of death.
Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. So that's very important. Of course, just taking care of the body, whatever the vitamins you may need, the medicines you may need, these kind of things all help combat it. There's no way to stop it.
Well, are there any, what are the best supplements to prevent our telomeres from shortening and pretty much dying off? Any?
What is that one with the the CoQ10 or something? What is that?
CoQ10, maybe?
Yeah, is that the full
Dr.
name?
Erik?
That's what I keep hearing, CoQ10, but I felt like there was more to the name than that.
Ubiquinol?
Anything that kind of like lubricates the joints.
Okay.
This is very important. Oil? He said the joint health.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
Because I see. Because 3-in-1 oil, I said. So basically, if you don't take care of the joints, you get pain and you sort of give up, and then that makes you're aging worse.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. The joints are very important, especially in aging. The joints are very important.
I can imagine. As a doctor,
one of the most important things, is the joints, the joint mobility.
Yeah. All right. Are there any other, like an energy healing modality that prevents aging or basically deterioration, like Reiki or therapeutic touch or others, or subliminal binaural beats? Is there anything we can use? Or can we just commend ourselves to repair yourself? I mean, just put the law of attraction in action.
Yeah, he says all of those things have the potential to help people. All of them. The manifesting, the Reiki, acupuncture, all of this stuff has the potential to help people. It will not help everybody across the board because some people just have it in their chart. They just have it in their chart to experience this degeneration. But he does say plenty of people live to be old with relatively excellent health and then just die. It does happen.
I know. I see it all the time. And that's not me.
Yeah.
My back is and my neck. I'm just terrible. But anyway,
bone density is important. Bone density is very important, he said.
Yeah, of course.
So
How long will
your calcium,
live?
your D.
Yeah. Yes. How long will humans live? Well, okay, wait. But before I go there, let me. So, what energy healing modality really is the best? I mean, using the law of attraction, subliminal binaural beats, Reiki, therapeutic touch, quantum, whatever, anything that seems to work better than most for the largest population.
No, he says no. It's person by person. It's whatever you're drawn to. Whatever works for you, because what works for me won't work for the person sitting right next to me. So he says, if you're really concerned about this, that can help too. Aromatherapy, all these things. You've got to find what is your specific thing, and it may be a combination. He said more often than not, it's a combination of stuff.
Oh, okay. So, well, what crystal would be the one that would be more than likely to help?
Well, clear quartz, because clear quartz you can, if you're looking for an all-in-one, clear quartz can take on the property of anything. It can be a protection stone.
Oh, that's good.
It can be a healing stone. So if you're looking to get yourself a clear quartz.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Got that one. Okay, just a couple more. Do we all set exit points as part of our social agreements?
Yes. Yep.
And do we set like 1, 2, 3, or it just varies? I guess probably, huh?
It varies. There's usually Erik says there's usually not just one. He said when you'll see like that there's just one is like when babies pass, very very young. Because that's part of the contract. They come in for a short period of time and they go. But for most people who live, years here, there's multiple points.
Okay. Was yours an exit point? Or yeah. It seems like it was a little too early. That it wasn't quite the exit point.
It was. What he says to me is that was a free will choice in that moment.
I gotcha.
So it's an exit point because he left then, but not that it was necessarily one written in there. That was a free will because, yes, it was a bit earlier than he needed to go.
Right. That I needed too. All right, so was my near-death thing in Norway, was that an exit point? All right, where's my next exit point?
No,
You're not going to tell me. It's okay.
No, yeah.
Fine, whatever.
No.
I'm not afraid to die. Okay, how long will humans live? Like 100 years from now, and then 1,000 years from now, just for fun.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that what we're going to see over the next 100 years, and then to the 1,000 years, is a lot more people making it into their hundreds.
Oh, okay.
110, 112, 150, like this type of stuff. So it's not that it's going to be, we're not making it to 150 because it's just that.
Okay. The human experience.
Nobody on this side would want to choose to go in for 150 years. It's just nobody would want to do it. But what you're going to see is many more people making it to that that length.
Okay. Now, 2 more questions. Is the story true about Cain's brother Abel being sentenced to live forever in the hollow earth named Agarthra, in which he never ages? And Okay, let's say a few questions here. Is it yes or no? Just yes or no.
No.
Okay. Is it true that some Bible characters in the Old Testament lived for hundreds of years? Just a yes or no.
Yes, but it's not that simple.
Oh, really? Why?
Yes. Yes. Well, because what he's saying is they're talking about like the spirit that lived on and so
Oh, okay.
living in the actual human form. Yeah, it's not a
Not
simple yes
living in
or
the.
no.
Oh, yeah. I gotcha. All right. Many fight the aging process through the use of cosmetic surgery, taking supplements, getting injections like fillers, Botox, and using anti-aging products. Which I think the creams and stuff, forget about it, man. They don't absorb into the, they don't rebuild collagen, people. I mean, retinoids are probably the main arsenal, but otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just all a bunch of hype. Anyway, is there a spiritual connection when one does this, tries to fight the aging process? Is the soul trying to
Yes.
prolong its time in this life to learn all that is needed, or is this only due to physical vanity? Probably different for different people.
It is different for different people, but that in particular is a lot about physical vanity. But what he says is it can also be how somebody's addiction and obsessive behavior manifest.
Ah.
So instead of being a drug addict or an alcoholic, this
see.
is another way that addiction manifests itself. But yes, most often this is due to vanity.
Yeah, like Michael Jackson, I mean, and a lot of people who are in the limelight, they feel like they have to, look a certain way to maintain their fame, etc. And it's really sad. But the spirit, what does the spirit think about people who are just like, I want a neck lift, whatever. I mean, or I want to fit better in my clothes, so I want a breast reduction, or well, that's not aging, but whatever.
Well, there is a place for it. Erik is saying there is a place for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily like a bad thing to do in bits and pieces and in small doses. There is a spiritual connection here. There's a spiritual thing here. It's like, what he said is that at some point, and it's already started to happen, is it's going to be like almost as if people like who do this like separate themselves out from the other humans.
Oh, okay.
And take on a more, it's almost like a separate society. So there is definitely something spiritual here.
I see.
A lot of times it's rooted in self-esteem issues for the extreme people.
Like the people who just like some of them have ruined their looks. Oh my God, it's awful.
Yes, or in the garage getting cement, piped into their butts.
Oh no! Really?
Into
Jesus.
their butt cheeks. Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I never heard of that.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a desperation. It's this. Yeah. It's going to get worse too.
Is it a past life thing? Like, I only lived 2 years of last life. I want to really hang on for a long. I mean, or I didn't get married and was childless, so.
Yeah, it definitely can have past life connections for sure. Are you talking about the aging process in general, or these plastic surgery obsessions?
I guess the plastic surgery. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, if you just came in off of a life where you had a very physically unappealing
everybody's
body,
beautiful.
Yeah. Well, yes. But you may have chosen a bit more of a physically difficult life. Yes, you may come in and be like, nope, not this time.
Yeah,
I'm doing everything I can to be beautiful. Yes. And that's usually in the eyes of others, what you think others are thinking of you.
Okay. I got you. Okay. Erik or Jennifer, is there anything else you want to say on the topic of aging before we take calls? Don't do it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he just is like, it's coming anyways. So you might as well just embrace it as much as you can. Embrace it. You don't have to give up, but embrace it. Work with what you have.
Oh God.
Well,
you don't have to age ever.
Way.
You don't have to age. You're lucky, Erik. God dang it.
Easy for him. Yeah, easy for him.
Mhm. All right, we'll go ahead and start taking calls, people. All right, so we got somebody from the 312 area code. Hello, how are you doing? What's your first name and where are you calling from? Hello. Anybody home? 312 area code. Hello? Oopsie. Okay, we'll try them again later. Maybe went out for a short beer or something. All right, here is somebody from the, okay, next one is from the 561 area code. Hi there, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
I am good. What's your first name and where are you calling from?
I'm from Florida. This is Martha.
Martha, okay.
And
you've called in before?
Yes.
Good. Okay, I recognize your name. Yeah, I recognize your voice actually. Isn't that weird?
Awesome. You guys are fabulous. Thank you, Jennifer and Erik and Melissa. You guys are awesome.
You are too, baby.
I love you guys. For Jennifer and Erik and Elisa, I want you to tell me about my future husband. Where is he?
Okay, wait, pause. Did you girls out there, when you were little, always think about there is a man I'm going to marry out there, and like 4 years old like I am or whatever? Did y'all do that? I'm just like, I did that. It's really weird. And then I went to that whole place of, oh my God, when we get married, he's going to see me naked. Oh my God, it's not happening. Anyway, I digress. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was laughing because as you asked that question, Erik showed me him hiding under a box. You can't. Have you looked very hard for him? Has he been very difficult to find?
Yes.
Okay, so what he says is that he is not hiding under a box. He is out there living his life as you live yours, and your paths will cross. What he says is it'll be much easier, just the connection than you've ever experienced before. It's going to be very different than any relationship, but you have a little bit of time still, okay? I'm not going to put a time limit on it because I don't want you to miss something because, the other side's not great with time. But this is something that will happen relatively organically when it's the right time, okay?
Easy. It'll be easy peasy. He'll just drop it to your lap.
It'll click.
And it could be next week. It could be next month.
Yep.
It could be next year. And you don't want to put a time because then if you have expectations, that is such a dense energy that it could block him coming. So just accept, go with the flow. Don't look at the destination. Just look at the journey. Okay. Just accept all comers and see what happens. Well, not all comers.
Yep, and just put it out there and be open and just ask your guys and ask Erik, when this does happen, just let me be open and able to recognize it. That's where you want to focus. Don't focus on him. Focus on being open when the time is right.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Martha. Thank you. Talk to you later, girl.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks.
She'll find somebody. She's sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make him just sweet or not. But anyway, 312 area code. Let's try you again. Are you there? Hello? Are you there? I heard a click. 312 area code. Hello? Okay. Onward and upward. Okay. We have somebody from the 520 area code. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi,
I do.
This is Amanda, and I'm in Tucson, Arizona.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi. I just wanted to thank you, all of you, for what you do for us. And my question is, I was wondering if Erik could ask my son Jeffrey if he has a message for me.
Oh, how old is Jeffrey?
Jeffrey moved on when he was 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
God, girl, I swear to God,
Yeah.
I feel you. Oh, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, number one, I love you. Is the first message, but it's what I'm being shown is if you like put yourself up on a hook and it's time to come down and start living, okay? You're going through motions, but you're not living. It's time to open back up. It's time to feel stuff again, okay?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense perfectly. Okay.
How long ago did he pass?
He passed November 9th, 2015. And his birthday is actually the day after Eric's.
Oh, it's so.
His birthday's November. Did you say his birthday is November 10th?
No, I said his birthday is the day before or the day after Eric's, September 21st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like, wait, what? I
Or
missed
20th.
that.
20th, I mean. Yeah.
You know what's really weird? I understand how you feel because I was like, when is it okay for me to put on mascara again? It's that kind of thing. It's like, what steps do I need to make that are okay with my heart in order to go on with living? And when can I not be so angry that the earth still rotates on its axis? Is that kind of thing. Or when can I stop looking at people who are in the parking lot at Kroger and say the 2-year-old whose hand you're holding could be dead at 21 or what? I mean, I know it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
All right, so Jeffrey, give your mama some peace. Come on, dude.
He always is. All right.
Yes. Well, yeah. You talk to him. You can feel him around.
Oh yeah.
But the survivor's guilt. This survivor's guilt. He said it's time to let that go. You're still here. You gotta live.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it his contract? Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's a good question. No, I would love to know if it was his contract. Yeah, I thought
so.
Yes,
it was. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? What was he to teach or learn with his contract?
Well, what I'm hearing from him is that he agreed only to come for that amount of time. So maybe you needed to experience the loss of a child. So on the other side, when we pick things to experience, and if you were over there saying, okay, this time I need to experience the loss of a child, another soul has to step forward and agree to be that child that dies.
Right.
So it was part of both of your contracts.
But why? Okay. Why did she need to experience the loss of a child? In her case, I know it's different for everybody, but
it's just to experience the depth of that loss, how to heal from it, how to recover from it, how to grieve. Now, see, you're supposed to be. Yes, that's exactly what he was just. You're supposed to be helping others here with this. That was exactly what. As you said it, that's exactly where the words that were coming out of my mouth. You're supposed to be helping others with grief.
Right.
Oh,
that makes sense.
You wouldn't be able to do it unless you experience this. But I don't quite feel like you're doing it on the level that you're intended to. Okay.
Right.
It's time to step out of the box.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Okay. Well, thank you all so much, Jeffrey. I love you with all my heart. You know that. I tell you all the time.
I love you too.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
darling.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you. You're just another light worker, girl. You're going to help people in pain. And,
I'm ready.
Kudos to you, man. Kudos to you.
Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
You have a great
day.
You are ready.
You're ready.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Oh, our 312 area code that never answered did not. I don't see her anymore, or him, whatever. So I don't know. Something must have come up. All right. So she was at the top. He or she was at the top. All right. Got somebody from the 540 area code. Hi. How are you?
Oh, 540.
540. That's you. Yeah.
Is that me? Oh, great. I'm so glad you took my call.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a question.
What's your first name and where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Lucy from Virginia.
You don't have to apologize, girl. Come on. I just want to know more about you.
Well, yeah. But what I'm calling about is my brother died about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I had questions about that. Long story short, he had a very serious aneurysm operation a couple of years ago that got complications. He was in surgery 11 hours, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, gosh.
Was in the hospital 2 months.
Oh,
and
God.
he made a very good recovery from that. Maybe not totally yet, either physically or mentally, but almost. But he was still weakened physically. Then fast forward to December of this year, he got C. diff.
Oh, gosh.
You know
that's it. Yeah.
And
very
he
common.
and his wife, they didn't follow through with the doctor the way I personally felt they should have. I volunteered to be their medical advocate. They didn't. They blew that off. But anyway, so he was admitted to the hospital in early July, and his body was just ravaged. He weighed about 80 pounds and everything, and had a terrible course. But he went to rehab, and then the last day I saw him, I think that was a rally, I believe. But then he died that evening. His blood pressure just dropped and kept dropping. I think he just had. Well, the diagnosis was liver failure. He also had a drinking problem, for what that's worth. But I just wondered, what was that an exit point for him?
Yeah. So what's interesting is, as you were talking, that what happened 2 years ago was an exit point for him. Yeah. And did he actually cross over? Do you know? Did he actually cross over during that surgery?
They told him he died twice on the table, but I wasn't
sure.
There we
go. Jennifer, you are awesome.
So what he was telling me is that when he crossed over during that surgery, he was told he could come back, but he could only come back, like, if you go back, this is it. This is all you get. So when he died, he had no other exit point beyond that. So when he passed in December, that was it. And he did not bring that back into his conscious, but he crossed over, he had a conversation, and it was like, okay, you can either come now or you can go back, and then this is when you'll come, and he agreed to come back. Nobody was ready for him to die 2 years ago.
Is that why? Is that why he decided
that's why he came back. The way he did it this way, there was time for people to adjust. Had he died 2 years ago, it would have been much, much worse for the people left here. Not that it's still not sad, but by the time he got to the point he was at this time, it was like a blessing for him that he was gone.
Yeah, it really was. He had no quality of life, and he had the contentment of a maybe 2 or 3 year old child, but I mean that's not an adult life. But that makes sense. Now, is he in that hospital or whatever you call it over there? That healing place that they can.
That Erik was in. Is he getting healed over there?
Yeah.
Have you read Erik's book? My Life After Death?
I've read the book.
Oh, good, because it is that what you're talking about? Let's talk about that.
Okay, so yes, he would have been, although it's funny because he kicked up his heels. What is that? Is that the Irish or the Scottish that kick their heels up? So
Irish, I think.
He's pretty well healed now.
Well healed.
He's pretty well healed now.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was the purpose of his life?
Question.
Yeah.
Wait, I want one more question, and then we have to move on to another caller. But I think that this is an important one. Why did he decide to leave so young?
Well, he was 69, and that's relatively young. But
that is young, girl.
Yeah, I was wondering why.
Why then?
Yeah,
and
what
why
was the purpose of his life?
Yeah.
Sort of the same thing in a way.
Yeah, one of the things he was here to work on, he brought a lot of challenges in with him. Physical, the addiction issue, that was one that he was meant to be working on this time. There's something about dependence and independence there that he was working on too. I feel as though he was teaching in those areas though. But that was it. That was that. At 69, his exit point, that was the last one he had. That was like, this is what I'm going in for. This is as long as I'm staying.
Yeah. He had
All right, darling. I'm
coordination.
sending you prayers. Love and light. It's so raw right now, but know that he is better than he's ever been before.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully he'll come visit and give you signs.
I hope so. Okay.
Oh, he will.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Eric, you show him the ropes. Eric, show him the ropes and teach him to prank, maybe not as rascally as you, but in some way to give some levity
He's
to
a
his
pretty
family.
feisty guy. No, Eric said he's a pretty feisty guy, so he's pretty well aware of the ropes and stuff over there.
Don't prank too much.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Okay.
Call later. Maybe give it a couple of weeks or whatever, and call later and let's check in on them. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You
Bye.
bet. Bye. Okay, next one. Hi, Aaron. How you doing?
Hi, Jennifer. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing fine. I recognize your number. So, bring us up to date. What's going on?
Oh, just looking for some advice from Erik about a woman I've been talking to. We took a shamanic class together over the phone, conference call type thing for 4 months, and we are experiencing, how to clear people, properties, and the galaxy or whatever the teachers want us to do. So it's kind of these unseen influences that we're working on, which meshes well with my healing abilities. And then I wanted to know, because we were planning a trip together, is this a good connection to make with her?
She's fun. He says she's fun.
Oh.
Yep.
Good.
Yep, you got to do it.
Okay, that sounds
and
good. That's
be a
what
fun
my
trip.
intuition was saying, too. Good. So we're going to go to Sedona.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Is she a soulmate? Or in the soul family?
I think she's a twin flame.
Yes. Yeah, in the soul family. In the soul family for sure.
Okay.
We both have similar, very abusive pasts, and I've been talking to her about trying the soul happy technique too. Thank you for setting me up with that, Elisa. It's working.
Oh, sure. They're great. They're sweet people.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. All right, so
I know you know them too, Jennifer. So that was my one question.
Yes,
We got to get another caller in.
Yeah.
Keep us up to date, dude, okay? For real.
Yeah, have a safe trip over there. No more moose trip. No more walking around and laying down on the
I know. I'm a mess. I'm a fucking hot mess. All right. Okay. So, okay. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, thanks a lot for taking my call.
Sure, and love you.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye-bye. Bye, Erik.
Love you.
Oh, I think
Erik said bring
he's
flares.
A special guy, man.
Bring flares, Mom.
Flares.
Bring flares,
really
he said. If you're
No, I know. It's just I'm so God. Okay. I'm a mess. All right, so let's see. We got somebody from the 360 area code. How you doing?
Oh, good afternoon. Hey, everybody. This is Tara.
Oh, my gosh.
How are you?
So lovely. I love your energy.
Yes.
I'm fine. Where are you calling from,
thank
Tara?
You. Well, I'm from Alaska, but I'm living down here in Washington. And I just talked to you last week. Yeah, when Erik was making you feel funny. Because he really likes me a lot. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just so excited today because, Erik, I wanted to tell you, well, hello, everybody, but I wanted to tell you back in January, I believe you told me to get up and move, and because I was going through a depression state. And so I was like, okay. And so now it is August, and I've already lost 15 pounds, and I'm looking to eating healthy, exercising.
Good
and
on
I just
you,
feel the
girl.
momentum. Yes, I took his advice. So thank you, Erik, for that.
But do you understand how much courage that takes? It's so hard to pick up and move and change so many things.
Yes.
Because usually somebody tells you to do that, even spirit, and you say, well, it sounds like a good idea, but maybe mañana. So good on you, girl. So tell me more.
Well, thank you.
And if you have any questions for Erik.
Well, I do because I'm now facing applying. I have a decision to make: either employment or go ahead and go with the court date for Social Security disability. And so I have questions about that. Like, I don't know which way to pursue. Again, it's a fear of failure or it's actually fear of making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And so I just would like some insight. Like, should I go for the disability because it's so soon? And for me, that is a positive sign because technically I'm supposed to have it next year. And I was asking for signs and asking for prayers to be answered. And so this is what's opened up to me. So, but yeah, any words of wisdom or advice or anything?
Yeah, okay. So if you get disability, if you end up applying for disability and you get disability, it's like there's a depression that does kind of come along with that. So I am drawn and pulled to working and being productive and doing something out there. So it's a free will decision. Erik says it's a free will decision. But the disability is not something that you should do long term. You should be doing some sort of work. You have a lot to offer. Honestly, have you ever considered doing like voiceover work or audible work or?
Oh my God,
I
was thinking that because I was telling her, I was thinking about her, and I said, "Oh my God, this is a great voice for radio."
Yep.
Or whatever.
My goodness.
It is. But see, what Erik says is that when you think about work, you set the bar too low. He says you don't think that you could ever accomplish something like that.
Oh, that makes me want to cry. That's so true, Erik. Oh my God.
Yep.
Hey, maybe you could, if I ever write another book,
you can find yourself.
Yeah, maybe you could narrate the next book or other books. It'd be cool. There's so many voiceover possibilities. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Okay, so what can she do about her disability?
I'm so torn here because I understand there's a disability, but you have so much to offer in the way of work and being out there in society and living. So if you do get the disability, if you do get that, don't close the door on finding work, okay? Maybe you have to find work that you can do with whatever the disability is that you have. It just doesn't feel like you'll be on disability long term. That's just not. Erik is like, no, it won't be a long term thing.
Well, is there a solution for a disability? Can we get rid of the disability, or is it a permanent thing?
It doesn't feel permanent. Well, you would know better. Is this permanent?
No, it's not. It's PTSD.
Have you tried EMDR?
No, I'm going to look into that next, definitely. But I definitely feel what you're feeling because I do feel torn. I feel like if I do get a disability, I'm already labeling myself, and that's limiting myself. When the other side of me just wants to roar and say, I'm alive and let's go. And so I'm conflicted because society is trying to label me, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I don't believe so.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit nervous about approaching this.
It's I understand why I was feeling like this wasn't a permanent disability. This could be a permanent disability if you're not being proactive, which you are, okay? You're being proactive. If you do the disability, one of the things that Erik is saying that will help you is to tell yourself it's temporary. It's a bridge. It's a crutch. It's going to get you from one place to the next place you need to be. It's not permanent.
But also try to find the value in it. Like I did with my child abuse. It's like the horrible child abuse. It's like I looked for what I gained out of it, which was being assertive, nurturing, more compassionate. So you can look at that and see what can that, how can I translate that into something, positive. Another thing you should, and maybe Aaron can talk to you. I don't know how y'all can get in touch with each other, but to do the soul happy technique, because that's so inexpensive and it's forever. I mean, once you have the program, you use it for every trauma you have, and it's amazing how it gets rid of your negative thoughts and replaces them with positive ones. So it's really good for PTSD. It's cheaper than if there's a financial issue there. So soulhappy.com. Check it out.
Yeah,
well, Erik,
and
would that help her?
Yes, it would. And what he's saying is if you do go down the disability route, just don't mentally think of yourself as disabled. Think of this as a temporary situation, okay? If you have cancer, you get chemo, and then it's like that type of thing. It's a short period of time to get you past what is ailing you, and then you restart your life in whatever way you want. But also look at it like it may give you the opportunity to figure out, what do I want my work life to look like, and set the bar a little higher than you normally do. Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting. I think maybe you should. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I say with my voice, I've been wanting to do America's Got Talent and sing opera, and I'm going to go for it next year again. Yeah.
Do it.
So
I love
that's why
that
it was so interesting when you guys said, "Oh, your voice." And
Your
I'm like,
voice.
"Oh my
There's
gosh."
something about your voice.
Yeah.
All right, so just maybe you can book a session with Jennifer and try to explore what the positives are in your PTSD, why you have it, how you can turn that into something positive, because I think that is probably very instrumental in you going down the proper road. Am I wrong, Erik, or right? Or
No. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's really, really crucial for you to not just, the whole disability, but to know why and what can I do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking by. That's my truth, and I'm sticking to it. All right, guys, don't forget. We are going to skip the next 2 weeks. I'm so sorry, but, we have to go to Norway for his 40th school reunion, my husband, and we got to mow the roof of our little bitty cabin. And I told Rudy, let's just put a goat up there. Save us some trout, I guess. But no, he won't have none of it. But also his father's getting really old, so we need to, check in on him. So anyway, that's it. And you guys, Jennifer, look, come on. Seriously, she's awesome. Book a session before she gets booked up for 5 years, okay? Psychic medium, Jennifer Doran, DORAN.com. And I love you, Erik. And I love you, Jennifer.
I love you too.
And I love all of you guys out there. Thank you for joining our show. And I will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.